Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to another edition of Is There Actually a Table Under All That Stuff? Welcome to Doki Doki Forest, everyone. I'm so glad that you are here. Guess what? I have glue book fever. It's a real thing, I swear. Oh, there's just something about it. You just gotta come back to it. Once you start glue booking, you get in the zone, and it's kind of one of those things that you're just so looking forward to having more time to do. So I jumped back into my colors glue book, and right away, this first page is still bothering me. So I'm playing around and seeing what else I can add to try to make it work for me. I don't know why this one is so challenging. It feels like some pages come together sort of easily and other ones are just, a struggle. So I'm wondering if it's because it's like the first page and maybe I had put pressure on myself, or I don't know. So I'm peeling stuff off. I'm auditioning new pieces. The cardinal I like, but I just can't find a spot for it. I thought maybe at the bottom, maybe I can try to cover up, where those two pictures meet there. Then I realized if I just snip off the wing, I can go ahead and tuck that under her shoulder and make it look like she has that wing. So I liked that idea, and I really like that illustration of the crow as well. So I'm trying to work that out. The music notes I thought were nice because they cover up the words that were up there, and I do like them better than that plain that I had originally up there, if you remember. And then I have this like a barn window with an owl, and then one of those fake owls that people buy. They're like these plastic owls that you put up on the roof or a fence or something to try to keep pests away, and I think specifically pigeons. But the reports that I've heard are that they don't work too efficiently. I've heard that the pigeons will just come and land like right next to the owl, and they are really not deterred. So maybe it works for mice. I don't know. I haven't heard. All right. So this hand holding, I believe it is a pomegranate. I like that going across those two images there, because for me it helps the two images blend together instead of seeing that crack or that seam, that kind of harsh line. My goal is to try to make my pages feel like they flow to me. I say that because everyone is different in what looks good to their eye and how the page flows. Everyone just has a different interpretation of that. And that's what's so fun about glue booking, is seeing how different people glue the same images, different images, whatever. It's just really fun. So for me, I like to try to cover up harsh lines a lot of the time. I don't always do it, but I do like to do that when I can. And the images were popping up on that left-hand side. No matter how much I tried to glue them and tuck them in there, they just kept like lifting. And I don't know if that's because, again, it was the first page. So I just put that washi tape, same washi that's on the side, I just added some to the middle. And now I'm auditioning some pieces again. And that's basically what I'm doing this time around in the color glue book. I'm trying to just add some little maybe bits and pieces, maybe a focal point if I can find it, to these images. I do make a couple of brand new pages though, so you can look forward to that. And then I just want to tell you too that even when I do the slow flip through at the end and show you the pages, I even have changed some stuff all the way through that point. So try, if you can, to stay through the video and watch also the slow flip through at the end to see all of the changes. So I like this lady in the heart. I feel like she's like, yes, wine, please. And I just think she looks really cute with her elbow kind of hanging out of that heart of cards. And then we have the Apple police officer who's like, okay, you're done. she has been overserved. These are just little conversations that happen when I'm gluing things down. Sometimes there's a story, sometimes it's just a conversation, sometimes it's nothing. Like that first page, nothing yet. And that's okay too, because sometimes it's just about gluing images down. You don't have to have a story or conversation or anything. You can just glue to your heart's content. No pressure at all. Like for me, if a story or something pops in my head, it just happens naturally. I'm not trying to force it or make a story or a conversation. It's just kind of like as I'm gluing, all of a sudden, like someone will speak up. So don't put any pressure on yourself when you're gluing. Just have fun. And it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be a story. Just enjoy the process. That's the most important thing. I thought putting that little quote there, the original fall flavor, thought that would be cute next to the sunflower. The sunflower is a nice fall flavor for the butterflies. And this guy I'm putting in the bottom right corner on the orange page, I loved how he looked. I just love it. I don't know why, but he just had to go there. And now on this page, I like this octopus. I felt like he really went on that left page because he's got the orange and he's got the blue. And I'm going to tell you something. This octopus is a little bit annoying. He's like one of those people that's like, oh yeah, productivity. You should be doing like 12 things and you got to get all your socials going and, you got to contact all your people and check all the boxes, get everything done. He's like super, super hardcore. I'm getting everything done. Productivity, productivity, productivity. And the lady on the right is like, are you kidding me? Like, I just woke up. I haven't even had my coffee yet. I am not in the mood. And the octopus is like, oh man, I got my Rolodex. I'm like flipping through with one tentacle. I've got like 4 laptops going. I'm like talking to this guy in Hong Kong. I'm talking to this lady over in California. I'm like, and he's just going on and on, like talking about, the best way to make the most of your day. Fill it to the brim, 100% with stuff to do. And she is like, oh my gosh, someone save me. Because sometimes, you want to get up and get things done. And sometimes you just need to take it easy. And both of those things are totally valid. Now, I know that Loves You Back is from the Honey Nut Cheerios. And we've probably all seen it 1,000 times in the magazines. But that was kind of cute with this page. So it says, Life Loves You Back. It just worked for me. And then over here I have the lady on the left. Her arm has like this harsh cutoff. That's just the way it was on the ad, I think. I don't know if I cut her off or if that's how it was. Anyway, covering that up with the maple syrup bottle. And then when I was originally building this page in the previous video, I had held up that butterfly. I didn't glue it then, but I did go back and glue it now because I really like that. And this lady, look at how well she matches this page. She's like the same colors and she's really happy. I feel like she matches the energy of the lady on the left. They are both just having the time of their lives. Now this page has bothered me. So we're going to do a facelift. Literally taking that face right off. Don't worry, I'll put it back on. But for me, the top of that left-hand side page just feels like everything blends together too much. And I really can't see any of it. It's like, I don't know if it's just too busy or what it is. But it's just not working for me. So I had this window and I thought it would be cute to have the face peering in. Maybe cute isn't the right word because maybe something weird is happening here. Like, who is that looking in the window? So I thought it was funny to have this quote, what women are saying. And so that person peering through the window is like, kind of like a gossipy neighbor. And she's looking in like, oh, did you hear? There's a robot living next door. And can you believe how they decorated? So it's just something ridiculous like that. And I know that's some kind of an aqua suit down there, but I'm just going to call it a robot because to me it just looks like a robot. So this lady is spying Or, maybe not spying. Maybe she's just curiously observing. Now, she shouldn't be looking in the window, of course, but, she's nosy. She's not too subtle, though. So, of course, I ripped the window when I was putting glue on. But again, don't sweat it when you rip stuff. To me, I'm kind of used to it. It happens every single time I glue, especially when I'm trying to fussy cut. Like, I was trying to cut out that center of the window, and I knew I just had those little thin yellow pieces, but I went for it anyway, ripped it. That's cool. We're just going to glue it all back on, and that doesn't bother me to have a little rip spot. It was worth it. It was worth it to attempt the tricky procedure and, improve this page for me. Now, why did I rip that face off if I was just going to put the window over it? Well, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, and also I had to trim the side of the face a little bit because it was a little bit wider. In fact, it's still poking out a little bit. And I still feel like up there, it feels like everything was blending. So I'm trying to find an image that's kind of a different tone, or just at least feels like it shows up on the page and kind of helps your eye to see everything. So I like those flowers. I think they're forsythia. And then I found this lady and I was like, oh, she's wearing yellow. Let me see. Maybe is she one of the women that's also saying something? And then I realized, no, I think we're adding to this robot story. Now, the lady looking in the window is like, oh my gosh, not only is there a robot next door, but I think Betty is dating him. So she's getting even more juicy gossip. And of course, she has no idea if any of this is true because it's gossip. And she is all about sensationalist stories. So she could just see this lady going over the house and visiting, and she's going to make up a whole story. It's like, a secret romance, and so anyway, this is just silly. So I got this image because I feel like this is a nice goldeny, darker sort of yellow, and I felt like that's exactly what that top right corner needs. So I'm going to trim that down and put that up there, and I really think that will help me be able to feel like I can see the other images, like the window, the robot, and the lady, or Betty, should I say. So I'm just going to carefully lift up the bot's head and try to stick this image underneath. And I'm just ripping off some of the things that I can. Some of them are really stuck on there, and some of them were a little bit loose. So I ripped them off, and there we go. So don't be afraid to edit your own pages if something's not working. You can glue something down on top of something that's not working. And sometimes, as I was doing, you can rip the image off. That doesn't always work, though. Sometimes it may rip in half. Sometimes it may not rip at all. So you can try that. But you might be better off gluing on top of it just to be safe. But yeah, or you could just move on. I was going to say you don't have to settle, but honestly, you can just settle. You can just be like, I'm done, that's good enough, and move on, and just do something fresh. That might be what I have to do with that first red page, so I think I'm just going to accept that that's like my intro, sort of my warm-up page. I do feel like you have to do warm-up pages. It's like anything. Warm-up writing, warm-up glue booking, warm-up drawing, like, doodling. I do feel like, with every creative process, there's oftentimes a warm-up where you're just kind of playing around, and then all of a sudden you find your groove, like you do something that works for you, whether you're writing, as I say, or painting, or whatever you're doing. And now I feel like this page works for me. I like that I can see everything. There's different tones of yellow. So I'm feeling good about that. And I did find another lamp. So there's another thing for Betty to say, like, oh my gosh, can you believe it? They have 2 lamps on one table. And then I found another ceiling lamp that I thought was cute. And of course, that was some tricky cutting on the cord there dangling down from the ceiling. But I did pretty good. I only cut off the top of it. And I think this page is done. I'm feeling good about it. Oh no, I lied. I'm adding one more thing, a camera. He's going to catch that lady peeking in the window now that he's got his camera. Okay, and now we are moving into our very first green page. Now, we've done other green pages, but this is like the intro. This is the first of the green pages. So this is a brand new creation, and I'm dying to use that huge frog image. I love that. I just thought that was so cool. So I feel like he's kind of like a big forest guardian, a big spirit, because he's just so big, you know. It's like he's Lord of the Frogs. Lord of the Frogs, Lord of the Bogs. You know, he's just ruling over it all. Or just, you know, I don't think he's ruling. I think he's just watching. He's definitely more of a guardian. And I have this one sky image that I'm just really ripping up so I can have it be on the top and on the bottom to sort of frame around that image of the river. I love that image of the river too. That's so pretty. I love the lush greens. I mean, green is my favorite page, so anytime I'm working on a green page, I'm really happy. In fact, I was even thinking maybe I would do a whole book of green. A whole composition book of green? Would that be too much? I mean, it would be a lot, but I have a lot of images. And I would try really hard to make them not all look the same. Like, of course, there'll be a lot of woodsy pictures, but try to have different feelings to each one. So, I don't know. Let me know if you've ever done a glue book that is all one color. And if you did, was it a large glue book, a small? Was it like a full composition book, or kind of one of the... I have like some smaller notebooks, like the sort of thing you could tuck into a pocketbook. So I don't know. I'm thinking of doing that. I have a lot of ideas for glue books because this one is getting close to being done. It's not done, even though I had a good session the past few days working on it. I got a ton done, but there's still, you know, some space for some small things, and I think there are one or two pages that I haven't done anything on. I know there's still one brown page I haven't done anything with, and I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. There may not be, but there's still spots here and there, so I'm still looking for images for certain things. And this little birdhouse is so cute. It looks like a little fairy tale house, so I thought that would just be really cute, kind of like in the distance a little bit, a little magic house back there. Maybe the little fairies live in there. Now this page has a lot, but I really felt like that left side needed something. And here's this lady. This lady is awesome. She's the same lady that I have on the orange page that is getting annoyed by the octopus. Well, she's annoyed again. So here she is on these pages, and she is going out to dinner. She's gone to this restaurant only to be told that the only place they have available for seating is to go sit with all those little beasties. The dinosaur, the frog, the little monster over there. He's like a Rice Krispie treat. The dragon, who you just see the dragon's tail. And she's like, are you kidding me? I am not going to go sit over there with those things. And then I have that picture of Carson, and I imagine that he's like the host of the restaurant. And he's like, well, you didn't make a reservation, and that's what happens. So she's having her Sunday fun day. So I want to put that with her. But I love her. Oh my gosh. I have to remember what catalog I found her pictures in. Because I want to get all of them. I love her expressions, because a lot of times in the catalogs they're smiling, and I just love her sort of annoyed look. And this page over here, I'm just going to add a little bit of detail, just some nice flowers I thought fit perfectly over in that little nook next to the window. Just kind of mixes up the blues too and pulls in those darker blues that you can find at the bottom of the page. And then that little flower there, I just thought looked nice there. And then I have these wax seals, and I thought those would look nice too. I mean, they don't really make any sense, but that's what's fun about a glue book, is it doesn't have to. So I decided that over here we've got this snorkeling lady, and I wanted to add some other either scuba divers or people snorkeling. I thought we would really make this a very busy place to dive. Everyone's going here, so there's got to be some pretty cool stuff to see. And I had several images that I thought, I don't know when else I'm going to use these, and oh, look at that glue. Oh my gosh, that was the Scotch permanent glue stick, and I don't know why it was so like googly on the top, but we cleaned it up. I mean, I don't have to be worried about moving that picture, I think. I think that one is good. I think it has enough glue. But yeah, so I had some pictures and I figured, let's put them on here if they fit. They kind of all go together. They're the same kind of theme. And I don't know how many scuba diving pages I'm going to make, so let's just make it work. I'm really excited about using up images. Like, I am super happy about going through magazines, getting images, and also just checking my own bins with the images I've already collected. I have 3 large bins that I've separated into, well, I don't have 3 large bins. What it is it's like a little 3-drawer plastic system here. So top drawer has people, the middle drawer has places, backgrounds, basically everything that's not either a person or an animal. And animals are in the 3rd drawer. Actually, the drawers kind of mix up. They could be in any order. So it's people, animals, and then everything else. And then I just found these images I thought looked, like they went on here because I felt like they kind of broke up that bottom piece a little bit. So we've got a passport and a glass. And then basically I'm just going through and I'm like, what else do I have? I feel like that cup has that nice bright, like, kind of a teal sort of blue. And I thought, well, that goes over here too, right? I think we can make that work. I just have to trim it because I really love this lady's dress. So I didn't want to cover it up too much, but I really think this champagne glass is really pretty. So I'm trimming it, and then I'm trying to figure, I actually liked it over in that right hand side, but I didn't put it there. It's funny how when you are watching this back, you see things that you're like, oh, I should have put that there. So, it changes every day. One day you look at it and you're like, nope, that doesn't work. But then see, you can come back to it later and be like, oh, that totally works. But anyway, I wind up sticking it here, and I kind of liked how it looked like it was balancing on the dolphin's nose. So I guess the dolphin is delivering drinks now. And I didn't cover up her dress too much, or actually, I don't think I covered it up at all. I ripped it out enough that it's not really covering it up. So that's a win-win. And I had this random, like, braided rope. And I thought, it kind of is a little bit boring up in that top left corner. So let's just toss it up there as a little fun design. And I do like how that looks. Sometimes it's fun to just find all the little images you have and just toss them on. Just find a little spot, use them up. And I had this invitation, or this is the same ad that had the flower and the seals that I used on that page on the right there. So it had a little invitation as well. So I just cut out the center where it had, we cordially invite you to our wedding. And I thought it would make a nice little frame, but who would go in that frame? And I saw this lady, but I wound up not using her. And instead, I found another piece, two more pieces to put on here. So the video kind of goes back and forth because it's honestly like as I'm finding one image that goes on this page, I see something and I'm like, oh, I got to put that on that other page. And I had this cute little guy. I guess it's like a little monster. He almost looks like a cartoon like volcano with a face, but he's very cute. And I really liked him on the page with the bird, but I tried him out in other spots just to see, and nope, he definitely goes right there. And then I'm back over here, but I found this little card, which I thought was cute to go with our little water guy from, is it Elemental, the movie? But it says, I found it, fires. So I thought that was cute because that movie is about, him and that fire character falling in love. Gosh, I can't remember their names at all. Now, a purple page over here. This left side's not really working for me, but I do love some of the things on it. So I ripped off the things I wanted to keep, which were, I love that The Great Pretenders font. I love the words. That was from Jean Bainey. And then there was another little image there that she had sent as well. So I wanted to keep those. And I love the film noir sort of picture at the bottom there. So everything else can go, though. I can cover up those other images. I don't mind at all. And I thought this picture was a lot of fun. I was like, okay, this is telling a story. So I am sitting here trying to figure out how to get this pretty big image on the page and still be able to see the film noir. I thought, can I move this a little bit? But no, that was not going to move. So I said, okay. I was able to lift it a little bit. So I thought, okay, maybe I can tuck some of the image under it. But I definitely couldn't lift it all the way off because I could tell it was going to rip in the center. So sometimes the edges will lift, but that center is glued more. So I thought, all right, let's just cut this image so I can try to figure out how to fit everybody. And as I am working on that, I was thinking in my head that, now these characters are definitely telling a story. He's going in for a kiss, and she's kind of like, oh, no, she's not kind of like, she's completely not into it. So that makes me think that this is a story about two people who everyone thinks are the it couple. And they don't necessarily have to be famous people. Well, maybe they are famous people. But they are people who have created this persona, this internet persona or just public persona of being this couple that are so into each other, and they do all of these amazing things together, and they travel, and it's all fake. And I mean, I think he really likes her, because he seems like he's kind of legit, but she's not. So she's the great pretender, and he is to some degree. I don't know. He might just be clueless, but she is not into it anymore. Maybe she was in the beginning. In the beginning, she found him charming and funny, and they had a great time. But as time went on, she started to find him really annoying and not attractive, and but she feels like she's sort of trapped because they're this thing, everybody's like, oh, they are the best couple. Did you see what they were doing? They went to Rome, they went to France, they've been traveling. Oh my gosh, look at that restaurant they went to. Their kids are the best. They're the best. They're always doing fun things. He loves her so much. She's so into him. So anyway, she feels trapped now because if she ends things with him, not only will it devastate him potentially, but she has to deal with the fallout of the public, Oh, I can't believe she left him. And, she's got to deal with all of that. So they've created this whole facade. and they're kind of trapped in it now. And she's definitely pretending, but doesn't know how to get out of it. And I had this picture of the Ritz Hotel, which I thought was cool. It's like they could be going to the Ritz Hotel. But it didn't have a roof, so I grabbed a piece of purple scrap and I just made a roof for it. So you can always do that. You can just grab your scraps and, fill in spots, or, you could cut hearts out of the scraps, or circles, or a roof if you need it. So I usually hang on to a lot of my scraps until I'm finished with the page at least, or the color, and then I'll recycle them if I don't have a use for them. But a lot of times there's not too much left, because you can kind of use everything. So yeah, I don't know why there's a film noir thing going on. So maybe things took a turn. Maybe things got a little dark. I don't know. Maybe the guy is having her followed. Like, I don't think she's into me anymore. She's got to be with somebody else. I'm going to have her followed. I'm going to hire this detective to see what's going on. So there's all kinds of things you can just make up for fun. And then there's that stomach up there in the top right who's making some sort of a protein shake or something. So that's kind of strange, but maybe it's because her stomach is like turning. It's like, oh, like my stomach is turning when I have to like go out and take all these pictures and smile and pretend I'm having the greatest day ever. But inside, it's like she's feeling sick. So yeah, good times. Okay, here is a pink page that I have done nothing with. So we are going to create another brand new page. And I'm super stoked because I love getting these pages filled. For some reason, it's just very satisfying to look at that blank page and then just start to fill it up, and I don't know, I'm loving it. And I had those nice big roses. Oh my gosh, I had them the other day when I was doing part 1 of the Colors Glue book. And, I guess I'm thinking of this as being part 2 to the video I posted a few days ago, which I didn't know was going to be 2 parts, but it was just because I kept going with it. But those roses I couldn't find, and I had the image of this lady, and I knew I wanted her to be popping out of those roses from the other day. And I'm like, where did they go? I know they were right here on the desk. I couldn't find them. And then I went to look at I have this magazine on the right-hand side, and it's my gluing magazine. So it's just some like catalog about boxes and packaging material that we got in the mail. I don't even know why, but it's a super thick catalog, and it's perfect for taking your image and putting it on and gluing, and then you take the image off, put it on your actual page, and then you can rip off the sticky magazine page and recycle it and go to the next one. So anyway, I'm just using it to glue, not gluing my images on to that magazine, but using it for a place to put the image while I apply the glue before I put it in the glue book. And that keeps the desk from getting all sticky. So anyway, guess where the roses were? They had gotten stuck to the magazine, and not even on the top. They were on the bottom. So they were stuck in just the center, and when I went to take them off, they did rip. So if you look there, you can see that tear just under the rose diamonds, those like jewels in the center there. So it's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse. Could have ripped the roses like clean in half or something. But it's just that little bit in the center, so we can work with that. And I like how those roses that are like the jeweled roses there that are going down the front, I really like how they're kind of on her throat. I feel like they're almost like chakras, it's like they're like the throat chakra, solar plexus chakra. So I thought that was kind of neat the way that worked out. And then I had this little illustration of this girl. She looks like she could be a fairy, and I just think she looks amazing against this background. So I just loved how that looked. And to me, I think that page is done. I really like it. So I don't think I'm going to add anything else. Now, here's Mr. Goldblum. We're going to give him something to jazz up this room. He's got this rainbow room. I found these cookies. We're going to add those. I found this pouch that has rainbow hearts, and I thought, perfect. We can cover up that Go Kids up there that I had been wanting to cover up. And then I had this little rainbow, and I thought, perfect. I have the word rainbow down there, and I can add the image of the rainbow right on top. It's really cute. It's like some magnetic rainbow you can put your paper clips on, and it will hold them. And that heart I kind of like, but I feel like it was so big I couldn't see the hands anymore, and I was enjoying seeing the hands, so didn't go with that. And then I have this big cupcake that has lots of rainbow colors. I fussy cut her out, and I like how she looks over here on this right-hand side. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to question it or ask myself, why do you like that? You know, just glue it. You've heard of just do it. This is just glue it. And then a little, like, ice cream castle was in the same book as the cupcake, and so I thought, I like how it looks like, you know, it's a little house right inside of that vase. And then I had these jeweled butterflies. I don't know if they were pins or what they were, but I'm cutting those out because I feel like they could flutter around with the hummingbirds over there with the flower and just kind of add some more color to the page. And they go with it because they're flying. So see, sometimes things, you know, sort of make sense to me. It always makes sense to me, but I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, they're all winged, so that works. And sometimes it's like, well, yeah, there's just like a cupcake walking by while you're singing karaoke. Yeah, that makes sense. So anything goes. I love working on these rainbow pages. It's really fun to find images that have all of the colors. Oh, and here's a little pile of, looks like hat boxes. And I thought, those are cute over there. And then we will add a rainbow star because Jeff Goldblum is a star. So see, slowly but surely, we're filling up some pages. And then I am just seeing if I have anything that will go on these pages, which are pretty busy. And I really like this lady. So I liked her over there on that page. I thought she just brings something to the illustration. Maybe she has a crush on that big Viking guy illustration or something. And then I had this picture of Tony Bennett, and I thought, oh, well, that could be fun because I have the magic show going on. We have, like, our performance over there. So I thought, oh, maybe they have live music as well. So he's over there singing, and then I thought, well, maybe he's singing with the penguin. So I'm angling him down so they can do their duet together. So we've got Tony and the penguin. And then I found this cat, which I thought, you know, maybe the cat on the stage. The cat does not look amused at all. But I didn't want it to look like the cat might be about to eat the rabbit or something. So I didn't want to stick him up on the stage. And instead I decided that the cat could go and hang out with the lady. It does feel like something needs to go on that stage, though. Not sure what. Oh, and then there was this little bunny that says, ta-da! So I thought that was cute, and I thought I could put that up on the stage, but there's already a bunny doing a magic trick, so maybe I'll have this little one just, like, down here. And then I am cutting out this little sleeping gnome because on my right side there, it's all about getting cozy and snuggling and having a nap. So the gnome is perfect for that page. And that lamp I just held up, I actually like there. So I didn't hang it there, but or glue it there. I'm not installing it. Um, so I didn't glue that, but I think I like that. I might go back and stick that in. And there's another blank page. We're going to go ahead and create something new. I'm kind of surprised we had 2 pink pages, because I would think, if I were to guess, I would think that those would be some pages that would fill up pretty quick. You know, knowing the sort of colors I gravitate to and styles. So I would think I would have a lot of green, of course, probably a lot of pink, probably a lot of black, and brown. And then I would think I probably don't have much yellow or orange, because those I feel like are colors I either don't see as much or I just don't collect as much. But I do now. Now I really do. I'm getting a sharper eye, I think. A keener eye for these sort of things. Especially if I remind myself before I look at a magazine. So I've looked at a couple magazines the past, week or so. And I've said to myself, like, okay, look for, pink. Look for rainbow. And not even all the colors, but just like, what color do I need? Pink. Okay, let's look. And I feel like that really helps. And I'm just covering up those words at the bottom, so I had trimmed off the image on the right, and so those are the scraps. And I figure I can put something over the words, but that kind of helps break it up so you don't see everything. And I have this beautiful Lady Gaga that I absolutely love, and I'm trying to figure out where she can go. I do like the flowers over here, so I'm thinking, well, I can trim those, and then that will definitely cover up the letters that you can still kind of see down there. So I'm just fussy cutting them out so I can arrange them the way I want, and so I can get rid of all the little, there was like some little green bits that were like in between the flower petals and stuff. So I got rid of most of that. And I'm just gluing those down, because you can just, fussy cut out each flower if you want, and then you can arrange it however you would like. If the way that they are in the picture doesn't work for you, you can cut them out and rearrange them. So that is looking pretty good. And then after I trimmed the bottom, I had a little flower petal, and I thought, well, I'm going to use that. Thought I could have it floating down, next to her. And then I thought, well, I think I'm going to have it on her cheek. I just love how that looks. It could be a little bit of blush, or it could be a tattoo, or maybe it's just the way her skin is. So we're going back to some more troublesome pages here. I am liking that page on the right more now that I have the lady with her wine and the apple. But this one on the left is like, I don't know. I like that bottle a lot, but I don't love all the food. So I like this lady. She's gorgeous, but her shirt really blends in with the background. So I'm going to think about that. So I tucked her in there, and I'm moving forward. And I have this image, which I was trying to use with black and white, and I thought, it doesn't look right. Why doesn't it look right? No matter where I put it, it doesn't look right. And then I realized it's because it's not black and white. She has her flesh tone there. So even though I do have the picture of those models that also have, obviously, like their skin color, for the most part, everything else is just black and white. So I didn't stick her in, but I might, I just didn't stick her in yet. And then I had that lion. I wanted that lion to be singing with everybody, but I didn't glue him in either. Couldn't figure out a way to make him look right. And then I don't know what that was I glued in there just then. I think it was a little package or something, a little like gift that was wrapped in like a natural paper. And then I had this cute little sparrow, some auditioning on different pages, but I thought maybe I would make a new page, but because I didn't have anything else to go with it, And also because I actually just really liked how he looked here, I went ahead and glued him in there. So we've got some nice forest critters on this page. Perhaps this sparrow is interested in the acorns. And then I have this little lady, and I thought, well, she would look kind of cute if I glued her and had her standing, in the flowers, either on the flowers or on the girl's shoulder. I thought that would be kind of cool. Maybe it's like her muse, or maybe it's a little fairy, or maybe it's a little voice in her ear. So I like that. And then here's another lady, just to add some more interest to this page. This lady's like hanging out too. So now we have two people that are checking out what's going on in that window. Just a small little image here I found while I was going through my blues, and I liked how it looked over here. And then I'm back on red, gluing a little apple down. And I have this little picture of Mulan. So I thought maybe I could find a spot for it, but it does feel incredibly random, and it's like a bright red, so I didn't want to put it with my darker red pages. And I didn't feel like it made sense here. But I thought it was kind of cute with this dog and cat, because they're jumping, and then Mulan's jumping with the warriors. So I'm going to go ahead and put them together. And maybe I can find a jumping image to go on top too. We'll see. I don't have anything right now, but I'll have to set that intention for the next time I look at the magazines. I have to look for images that are red and jumping. I had a little timer there that I stuck there, or maybe it's a thermometer. I don't know what it is. Little orange kitty I stuck on the napkins. Just little things I'm adding here and there. I have this measuring tape, and I'm just fussy cutting it and figuring out if it looks good anywhere. Don't really like it on the left there, but for some reason I put it at the bottom and I loved it. And that's kind of what happens. You audition it and put it around different places, and it's like, no. And then you might get that like, ooh, like that. And then you glue it. And then I have this lady who's got pink and purple, so she could go in either section. And I thought, well, I'll have her right here, because this is sort of like my purple into pink page. So I thought she looked perfect. And then I have this nice little camera here, nice purple camera. And I thought, oh, maybe it's taking a picture of Lady Gaga. It kind of goes. And I did like that. Actually, I really liked that. But I wound up not putting it there. I wound up deciding that it could go on this page too, because it could be like, if they're famous, paparazzi would be taking pictures, and bystanders on the street would be taking pictures, and maybe they're taking a ton of selfies, So I thought, well, it kind of goes with the story I'm creating on that page. These pages need something, though. I feel like it's too many blackberries up there. I gotta have something else happening. So I really liked those fields of flowers. So I'm going to go ahead, put that on, and I do like that. I like the blackberries. It's just, I don't know. There's just like too many of them, or maybe it was just the whole composition. So I'm covering up some of them. And I thought about ripping out those cheesecakes too, but I left them in for now. But then I had this beautiful purple jewel, maybe an amethyst, I'm guessing. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if the guy over there on the right, ate it, they're doing his scan, and they're like, sir, it looks like you've swallowed some kind of stone. But in the end, I really liked how it looked in this man's basket, because I felt like, although the saffron flowers were pretty, I felt like the jewel made it more of a story, gave it more interest for me. And then the little butterfly is going to go and live on that silver cap. And then I have, what do I hold? I don't know what these are. I think they're coasters. So I thought they kind of go with those bowls. They've got this black and white pattern. So let's just stick them over there. Why not? And then Screen Dreams, I just like that. I have a random tan fan, just going to stick that there. And we're done. But we're not, because I'm still going to change some things. So I'm just showing you what I added here. And I didn't glue that lady down, but I went back and I glued in this lady. I loved her when I was doing the edit. I was like, she's got to live on that page. I love how her dress kind of pulls everything together with that white and red. I love the flowy fabric. I love her expression. I love her pose, everything. And then I had to stick the lady in the telephone booth. She's like calling her mom, like, you wouldn't believe the stuff I'm seeing. And then we have our orange page where we added a little cat and our man and the original fall flavor. So I feel like that right-hand side is balanced. We have our multitasking octopus, who is an overly helpful sort of character. We have our lady up there in the top right. She is ready for her vacation. We have Life Loves You Back. And we have the lady here. We added the maple syrup bottle and the butterfly. Just the measuring tape on these pages. It's just a little detail, but, you know, just adds some interest. This page we totally redid. Lots of changes here. Let me know what you think. If you like the changes, that one was pretty dramatic. Little butterfly there. And we have our new page here, our new green page with our frog guardian. We have our annoyed lady. She's not having a good day, you know? All she wanted was her morning coffee and her, meal, whatever it was that she was looking forward to, and it's just not happening. We have all of our new scuba divers and snorkelers on that page. We have our little monster down here who just had to go there. I almost forgot, but we have that little image there of the lady lying down, or person laying down. Could be anyone. Some new things on these pages. We have the braided rope up there. We've got our passport and our cup. We've got the I found it and just some other odds and ends. Over here, we added some flowers and we added the waxed seals, and we have our lady who's getting in on the I don't know, maybe a lot of people are spying in this glue book. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of gossip and spying. Our little monster down there. I don't know what that guy is, but he's cute. I like him. Then we have our field up at the top and our jewel in the basket. And then we have our other big transformation page here, our purple page, The Great Pretenders, where a lot of changes, a lot of new things added here. Just added this woman down here on our last purple going into pink page. We created this whole brand new pink page. Very happy with that. Love seeing it get filled in. Oh, and this was the other one. We have another nice pink page that is done, question mark, of course, because we never know, we might go back and glue. We have our Jeff Gold, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Nothing changed except the cookies and the star and hat box, but no, he needs something. Yes, he needs these lips. I talked about it last time. I didn't put them in. I've been thinking about it ever since. 100% Jeff Goldblum needs these rainbow lips. They were meant to go together. So those cookies are coming off the page and they are going to live over here on the couch because why not? So now we've got our rainbow lips. We've got the cookies. Let's hang up these jewels. It's like a little banner, like, woo, celebration, all rainbow colors. We got to make this page sparkle. So putting that up there, and one of the jewels came off on the glue stick. So we'll just go ahead and attach that too. And now that page is complete. Just a little bag up there in the corner. Oh, and the rainbow down there. Almost forgot. All kinds of stuff here. The little butterflies. And we have the cupcake on the right side. And I also have the little house down there in the bottle that I almost completely forgot here. Little ice cream cone castle. We have our lady over here. Oh, and I added that eyeball too on the left. And the cat, of course. And then on the right, we have Tony Bennett, one night only, performing with the penguin. A little bunny popping out of the magic hat. Some little things here. We've got Screen Dreams, the coasters, a dog, a lizard. And then on the right, our little sleeping gnome just leaning up against that pup. And that's a little bit of a close-up of that lizard so you can see it. And then we have just some small items over here on this page. Just this little fan and this little gift, I think. And then over here we have our sparrow. I feel like there was something else, but I don't see anything else. So I think it's just a sparrow. And that's it. That is all of our new things we added. This thing is getting chunky and I love it. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you again soon.